Hey guys, I'm Jaideep here. Today I'll be talking about a pretty concerning topic for the students or the aspirants is that how to gain some consistency in tests. Okay, by means of consistency, I don't expect that you should always score some always 80 plus marks in all the test. What I mean is that every time you score marks, it should be a little bit better than what you had scored in the last time. If you have scored say 53, then in next test you are scoring 54 or 56. Yes, that's a really decent amount of improvement, I would say, right? If the gap between the two tests is less than 3 or 4 days, okay, then you are slowly moving toward 59 to 60 and then to 65, right? Yes, that's what the consistency is. It's not at all mean that you are scoring every time 80 plus or 85 plus. No, that's not the how the things works. Okay, so uh, what you should keep in mind is that the first very important point is that whenever you are learning some concept, right? Suppose you learned the scheduling today in the OS. So what you should do is that you should try all the previous year get questions, and the most important thing is you should try the different type of questions. It shouldn't be happen that you are solving only similar pattern of questions, right? So please try to cover as many as new questions possible related to that concept, right? So you can appear for the some subject wise test, or after you can also revise your previous year gate questions or the new concept which you had learned by your own experience and you had taken notes of it, right? So that's one good thing that you should do after learning the concept, right? Now the second most important thing is that sometimes we think is that I am studying totally in effect from last 1 week, so the next Monday I should scoring at least 10 more marks than what I had scored in the last time. No, that's not how the things happen, right? When you eat the food, it takes almost what, 12 to 14 hours to digest. Similarly, when you are studying for exam, right, when you're preparing for the gate, what you have studied today, how much effort you have put today, will be visible to you after 15 to 20 days. Okay, so if you are getting good marks but you were not studying that hard in last 2 to 3 days, it doesn't mean that you have become really smart or anything like that. It just means that in the previous 15 to 20 days ago you had put a good amount of efforts in yourself. Okay, so always keep that thing in mind. So if you are getting a low score in the test, it's fine, but do understand that it's not because last 2 or 3 days back you were hanging out with friends or chilling. No, it's because somewhere 15 to 20 or even a little bit earlier you were not studying that hard. Okay, and whatever I'm saying is with respect to what you think of yourself, your score, right? It's okay if you are scoring 45 50 marks, that's fine, but if you are not improving, then the reason is that not because you were not putting efforts 2 3 days back, it's because maybe you didn't put efforts 15 or 20 days back. So even what may happen is that you didn't put effort 15 to 20 days back, okay, but now from last 3 days you are working totally hard. Okay, so it will again take some time to get reflected that in your scores. Okay, it's not like that you will immediately see the result, so always keep that thing in mind. Whether it's good marks or bad marks, it will be result of last 15 to 20 days of hard works. Okay, also this is the most important thing I would say, right? It's because what I why I can say that, see, when I were preparing for the 2021, almost like 99% of the test I used to be in the top 10. Okay, but when I used to study with the 2020 batch, only 1% of this time I was used to be in top 10. But and it took me a really long time to understand what the mistake I were doing. Okay, so please, you shouldn't repeat this mistake, right? I had done that, so you shouldn't. Okay, the mistake is that I didn't used to analyze the test paper thoroughly when I were preparing with the 2020 batch. I used to take it lightly. Okay, the question is wrong. Okay, let's see solution. What is it? Okay, next time I won't repeat this. But what we when we not put enough effort to understand the things, we tend to forget that very easily, right? So always keep that thing in mind. Whenever you have solved the paper, analyze it thoroughly. It may happen that the question which you solved, while analyzing that same question, you might came across the new concept, okay, or the new concept or new understanding to solve the question, which might be more efficient, okay. So that really matters in you will see that most of the time will be your enemy, right? It might be happen that you are able to solve the question, but the time pressurizes you to make the silly mistake, okay. So keep that thing in mind. Make a separate doc, as I always say you, make a separate doc, keep writing there regarding each subject, what mistake did you did and what was the learning from it, okay. And during the revision, revise those mistakes also. Please revise those mistakes. It's not like you analyzed it very thoroughly, but you didn't revise it and you made the same mistake again, then it's really not worth it to put so much of efforts, right? And also, if it takes 30 to 40 minutes sometimes to analyze few questions, it's totally fine. As long as you think that you can do by it yourself, it's fine. Just stay calm, stay very calm, and try to solve it, and try to understand what the question wants to ask you, okay. So it's fine even if you are putting 30 to 40 minutes, right? It's completely fine. What this thing is will do is that it will enhance your patience, okay. And patience is really what we need, right? So please, uh, even if you think that it might take a long time, but you're willing to do it, then do it. Please do it. You will really enjoy those moments, okay. Also, this the last point is that make new mistakes every time. It shouldn't happen that the question which you solved wrongly, the in few tests back, you again solve the similar kind of a question incorrectly again. So that shouldn't be happening with you, right? Because what happens is that it's not that you lack the knowledge. In that case, it's that you lack the what I should say, you lack the uh, recalling the concept, okay. Because you had studied that, you understood that, you analyzed it, but you are not able to recall it correctly, right? So why it might happen that you might be not doing the revisions correctly, or you in the during the revision you are skipping the mistake sheet. So don't do that. Revise your mistakes, okay. That's very important thing that you should understand is that please revise your mistakes. When there were last 1 week was remaining for the gate, I had only revised my mistake sheet, nothing more, like notes or anything like that. Just mistake sheet I revised and I went for the gate, right? So I hope a few of these points might add some value to you. These were the things which I discovered during the preparation, and some of them I came across very late. So I hope these things will help you. And yes, you will surely gain consistency. Just keep your efforts to the fullest. I understand that during the month of August and September, most of the candidates may get disappointed, because it's not because you are lacking some effort or like that. It might be the case, but the most important thing is that you are giving the test for the very first time of the gate, many of you. So it's totally fine to having some low score in the initials, right? Initial few months. Believe me, in the serious candidates, those are the serious candidates will be performing no matter what their scores are, right? And that's what the matter, because there might be many intelligent student who get very disappointed by the seeing their what their scores are, and they may leave the preparation, or they may not to put as much as efforts are required. So in that case, even the small even the student who might be of considering himself as of an average intelligence might crack the gate very very well. Okay, so it's just about effort. After a while the dots will start connecting. Okay, so it just takes some time, and please be willing to put it. Okay, take care of your time and take care of yourself, and it would be very nice if you subscribe, but please turn off that notification thing so that you won't get distracted. Okay, all the best guys.